Hey guys, today I'm going to be installing a second outlet on my catch can. As you can see, I have a single outlet, one inlet, and I'm going to be adding a second outlet for my catch can on my GMC Sierra. What this second outlet's going to do is allow for evacuation suction when accelerating and a wide open throttle when there's no intake manifold vacuum. Just going to add another layer of protection to the PCV system and catch as much gunk as possible to prevent sucking that into the intake manifold and coking up the valves, because obviously, you know, with direct injection there is no fuel washing over the valves, so they're more prone to get junked up. So I've been talking with industry experts, and they were kind enough to send me the parts to add the second fitting to the other side of my can. They sent me some instructions telling me to drill a hole, tap. This is the fitting they sent me, which originally came on my can as well, on the single outlet I have. So I'm going to drill a hole with a 3/8 inch metal drill bit, and then I'm going to tap it using a 1/4 inch NPT tapper so that there's threads present so that this will grab in. That will give me the two outlets on the can. Now, where's this outlet going to go? Well, I'll get to that later in the video. It's going to go to the intake tube. So first I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drill the hole on the opposite side of my catch can, and then my second outlet is going to go right on this side in between this inlet hose and the edge of the can. So as you can see here, I'm obviously using a drill press. Make sure you use proper eye protection when using any type of drilling machine, and I got a nice sturdy bottom to mount my can on so that it's not wiggling all over. I wouldn't suggest doing this with a hand drill just because you're not going to be able to get the straight in hole that you're aiming for. So just like that, I went from a single can outlet to a dual can outlet. Now I'm going to go ahead and tap that hole so that it has threads on it. Now you can see in there, there's no threads. I just drilled a hole, and you know, if I tried to screw something in there right now, it wouldn't do much good. So you need to use a 1/4 inch NPT tapper, which is what I have here. And that's just going to go through and just dig out the threads that are needed. And then this is a slow process. You just have to slowly work the tap into the hole. That point where it starts digging in nice and easy. So I just need to go a little bit deeper on these threads to get it going. So I've got the hole drilled and tapped. You can see the threads in there. While I had the can off the truck, I went ahead and cleaned the can out thoroughly. I used just some throttle body spray down in there, shake it around, and then drained it out the bottom there. Now that I have the hole, I can take my fitting, screw it in. Now you can obviously see I didn't get it perfectly perpendicular with the can, but that's okay. It's gonna screw down as much as all the way it can. I'll get it as tight as possible. I am going to put a little bit of thread sealer on these threads just to give an added layer of pressure tightness or watertight, whatever you want to call it. But then that's it. So that's now it's a dual fitting can, dual exit fitting can. The next step of this is, where does this go on your engine slash intake? Imagine this is your intake tube. Obviously I have an aftermarket intake tube, but this will also work with your OEM intake tube. Your air filter is over here on the engine. This is going into your throttle body. This is a port that I have closed off because I no longer use it, and then this is the underside that I go connect to my cleanside separator. The hole I just put in on the catch can, I'm gonna have to drill a hole in this as close to the throttle body as possible, and then I'm just gonna be using a plastic barb that I can thread in to here, and that's where the second hole on the catch can will go. The reasoning for putting it so close to the throttle body is because that's where there's more suction. I could use this hole, but since the cleanside separator goes here, and this would be, it's basically like canceling each other out. So in my talks with the people at the catch can company, they said drill a hole as close as possible to the throttle body, which is going to be about right here, and you know, drill it, tap it, screw in the plastic barb, and that's where the second outlet is going to go on the catch. For this hole, I'm just going to be using a cordless drill just because it's plastic. It should go in relatively easily. So I'm going to do a hole right about here. And I'm in. And it's actually the same exact size, 3/8 inch drill bit, and I'm going to be using the same tapper, the 1/4 inch NPT thread tapper, and I'm just going to tap that hole, and I'll be able to thread in that plastic barb relatively easily. So now you can see I got the hole drilled and tapped. This tap's a lot easier than the metal, and I'm just going to go ahead and thread my barb in like so. I attach a hose here and attach a hose to the other side, the new secondary outlet on my catch can, and hook everything back up the way it was previously, and you're done. Now, if you're watching this video for the first time, you need to backtrack a little bit and go watch my other videos. I will post links for those, the catch can install and then the cleanside separator install. It's in the description on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and throw all this back together on the truck, and you'll see how it looks when it's all put back together. Now that I have everything hooked up, you can really see where everything's going. So these are my check valves on the 2 exits, these silver things here. The 2 outer ones are the exits. This is the inlet. The inlet is routed to underneath the throttle body. Watch my other videos if you want a more detailed look on those. The 2 exits with the check valves flowing away from the can so that nothing can come back into the can from the other way. The 2 exits, one is going to our air intake tube. That's the new hole we drilled. The other one is still in the same spot. That goes about halfway back between the manifold and the valve covers. Now we have the 2 exits and the single intake, and this will help catch as much oil blow by as possible in a direct injection system. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the comments below, and also if you like my videos, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. I'll be adding videos periodically. Thanks for watching, guys.